Yo, what's up? Welcome back, YouTube. How you guys doing? I know I'm a bit late. 2021 has already been here for 21 days. Sorry. But yeah, real talk though, things came up and it's just been really hectic since 2021 started. Unfortunately, it didn't start off with a good year, but we at least started off strong with the streams. You guys can check it down below at twitch.tv/whippedcream. I stream Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, as you guys know already. Yeah, without further ado, let's just jump into this video. So, the Switch Pro. Let's talk about it. Now, before I continue on with this, I just want to say, take everything with a grain of salt. I'm just going to try to cover it on what's most likely going to be the case, what's kind of likely going to be the case, and the things I really want to be the case, but I'm not sure. First off, the things that we do know. We already know that the Switch right now is based off of the NVIDIA Shield that came out in 2015. And so as we know, the Switch came out in March 2017, which I got in around September or October the same year, and I have not stopped playing it since. It's my favorite console, and the whole world agrees that it's probably one of the best consoles of all time. Now, something that you guys might not have known is that in 2019, NVIDIA actually released the Tegra X1 Plus chip and the NVIDIA Shield TV Pro. Coincidence? 2 years later, it's 2021. I don't know. Nintendo likes to play these things safe, so we'll see. And I have the specs to compare the two. So let's check it out. So as you can see here, we have on the left side the Tegra X1 Plus chip in the NVIDIA Shield Pro. Then we have the X1 chip in the NVIDIA Shield Regular. So overall, the things that we can see in difference is that the chip size is actually smaller over here, 16 nanometer versus 20 nanometer, which I'll explain later on is a very good thing. And also we notice that the GPU in general, it's significantly better. This is almost a 20% increase. This is some really good performance boost. Now, the reason why it's so interesting is actually because if you guys recall correctly, in 2019, the Switch actually released with a firmware update to actually boost its performance in handheld mode. Why I'm mentioning this right now is because actually this handheld mode boost goes to show you that Nintendo was obviously really scared. There was such a compact system. They didn't want to take the risk. The way that they were working the system, they were just really scared that heat was going to be an issue. So they severely underclocked it in every way possible. Unlike the chipset's capability, right? So Nintendo relaxed on this a little bit and boosted performance in both docked and undocked mode, mostly undocked. So what does that mean in general? Well, remember how I said that the chipset is 16 nanometers instead of 20? Well, that means it dissipates less heat, so longer battery life, and Nintendo can be even less conservative now with the way that they're underclocking the chipset. We can actually get even more performance on top of the already more performance that we're getting. This shit is looking hella good. It actually means that probably handheld mode is going to be very close, if not already equal to the docked performance of the Switch. That's like in an ideal world, obviously, but this is my guess. This is my guess that I'm going to put out right now based on the science of it. It looks like it's going to be very close to going to docked mode performance in handheld performance. That's already a huge boost for me. Now, another buzzword that's going around in the rumor mill is 4K. It's the hot shit right now. All the TVs are in 4K now. The current gen consoles are completely in the 4K game, and they're really selling 4K 60 FPS as being the console experience, the high-end console experience with the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. So this is here to stay, and Nintendo really needs to get their shoe in right now and just have a spot in there. And I think this is exactly the time for it. Actually, the NVIDIA Tegra X1 Plus chip has this thing called deep learning super sampling. Who comes up with this shit? Essentially, it just means that anything that's like 1080p, 720p, anything below 4K is gonna get boosted to 4K to look really good. Now, the only catch is this is probably gonna be docked. According to the rumors, they say that this is actually going to be integrated in the dock itself. So what that means is that probably YouTube in 4K, all the games that you're playing will look better super sampled in 4K on your TV screen. That's a great thing without taking a hit on the performance because it's in the dock. Now, is someone going to explain to me where the hell Netflix is? I don't know. Just to reiterate, by the way, this is all very likely to be the case for the Switch Pro that's going to come out this year. Now, in terms of release date, that's a bit tricky. Some rumors have it that it should be arriving around March of 2020. I don't think that's going to be the case at all, to be honest, guys. The Nintendo Switch Mario Edition just came out. Nintendo would not cannibalize their own system's sales for the sake of that, unless they're gonna try to sell it and market it as like a completely different product for a new category of gamers, you know. However, it is Nintendo, so unlikely gonna be the case. They're probably gonna wait until like September, October release for this console. I wouldn't say this is most likely. This is borderline less likely, but kind of likely. It's been shared, this rumor, that the handheld system is probably gonna have a higher resolution, so 1080p, and also OLED. Now, I don't know about 1080p, to be honest. I don't even think they should necessarily go 1080p. But if the performance is getting close to docked mode, I can understand why they're going 1080p. It makes a lot more sense to go 1080p. And then on top of that, the OLED screen is just wonderful. It's battery saving. It's more accessible nowadays. A lot of companies are making OLED screens. It just makes sense. Now, going on to the unlikely part of this, I don't know. I'm not feeling like there will be a Joy-Con Pro, like some of the rumors are stating. Already, based off what I heard before, the Switch is essentially going to have the same form factor as this Switch over here, which I love. If it's going to have the same form factor, how can it have new Joy-Cons, right? The only thing that can really change in them is maybe how accurate the rumble is, which I don't see them changing already. The PlayStation 5 took that same rumble technology and put it into their PS5 controller, and it's amazing, right? But the only thing I'm wishful and hopeful for is that the drift, just fix the drift, Nintendo, please do it. It's really annoying. And then I thought it would be a little bit funny to look at this internal use only documentation that was leaked as well. The reason why I don't trust this too much, well, first of all, look at what it says, first party software. All right, and then second of all, it's just a whole bunch of games that they have mentioned in terms of gameplay footage and just demos. It doesn't really line up, I would say, in terms of release date. I mean, it could be Nintendo was really quiet in 2020, but that's just because COVID really affected everybody. I just think if all of these things are coming, I do think that a lot of these things will be coming, but I just don't think they'll be coming soon to warrant gameplay and trailer footage. Maybe at most trailer footage, but not this early on for a lot of them. Like, so for example, let's just cover the first party aspect of it. Mario Kart 9 Spring 2021, Splatoon 3 Summer 2021 trailer. I don't see this happening. Super Mario Odyssey 2 Holiday 2021. That might be a case, you never know, but it still seems a little bit close for a Mario game to be released. And then Metroid Resurgence, Fire Emblem, Echoes. I don't know. I don't believe in these things. Now, what's interesting is they did mention in this document as well all the things that we talked about: 4K TV support, Dock Pro, Joy-Con Pro, Bluetooth audio support, which, oh my god, if that's the case. We're gonna go into that wish list later on. High definition screen, high definition, 1080p. Technically 720p is high definition, by the way. Anyways, 256 gigabyte internal use, NVIDIA DLSS, and $400. Now, what I want personally, in case you guys saw my Switch already, I really hope that Nintendo sells a D-pad Joy-Con that works wirelessly. This is actually from Hori themselves. I use this thing a lot when I'm playing handheld games. When I'm playing Dragon Ball FighterZ, for example, in handheld mode, this is like a blessing. This is so clutch. It comes in really, really handy. Another thing that I really want, as well as the Joy-Con drift, to be fixed. And the most important things is Bluetooth connectivity. Give us Bluetooth audio, and very, very, very important as a Smash competitor, give us good Wi-Fi. Give us a good Wi-Fi chip, Nintendo. If you're ever gonna somehow do something right with your life, fix our Wi-Fi chip. I am telling you, guys, I know a lot of people are like blaming Nintendo Online. It rightfully so. They are garbage. They are really bad at holding their online infrastructure, but I am telling you guys, majority of the problem, I would go as far as say 80 to 70% of the problems is probably because the Wi-Fi chip is so bad in this device. At the same distance as my phone, as my Xbox, I can get significantly slower speeds. Just to give you guys an example, I have 400 down, 50 upload. This thing gets wirelessly right up next to the freaking router, 50 to 70 down and 20 upload. It's unacceptable. Even by LAN, it's still unacceptable. That leads me to my next wish list. Give us USB 3.0, Nintendo. We need gigabit Ethernet, okay? Gigabit Ethernet is something that should have existed when the first Switch came out. They did promise us, by the way, that the USB 3.0 port in the back would actually start being supported, and guess what? They never released a firmware update to cover that. And in fact, they lied to us, and they just tried to completely hide the fact on their website. So as you can see here, they just completely hid the fact that the USB 3.0 port is actually USB 3.0 port. They say it's actually just USB 2.0 compatible. That's a lie. The back port can actually be USB 3.0. They just didn't release a firmware update for it, and kudos to Nintendo. So yeah, with that being said, let me know what you guys think, and let me know, realistically speaking, what would be something that you think can happen in the Switch Pro that you want to happen. Let me know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. That way I'll know if you watched till the end of this video. I'm watching really closely. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. Stay creamy. Peace.